$12,000 fines for accessing your super. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I have my stein of coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at this Yahoo Finance article discussing fines of up to $12,000 for accessing your super. And one thing I think that's quite evident in this article, when we go through it, is just the attitude of these super funds. How it's their money, not yours. You stupid plebs don't deserve access to your own money, and you're taking it away from people who may need it. You may need it. Remember, it's people's money that they've earned, that they've been forced by the state to invest in these schemes. Most of these schemes controlled by the finance sector, controlled by industry funds, which are under union command. Lots of cushy board positions there for people that you may not ideologically agree with, and you're forced to partake. Forced to partake. Remember, it's not your money, it's theirs. You need to beg to get access to it. I was talking to a gentleman the other day who's just frustrated with the whole super situation. Much rather have the money itself. Much rather pay off debts, which, while they make arguments here about people gambling it away and spending it on alcohol and smokes because we're stupid trolls who don't know what we're doing, but that was the minority of cases, much smaller than anything else. They make concerns about people losing out in retirement because they take the money out in their super, but there's no guarantee the government won't just bail it in or take it away from people. I mean, here's the thing: what trust does anyone have? There's an element of sovereign risk here. You don't really have control over it. So Australians caught attempting to withdraw their super without meeting the eligibility requirement will face fines of $12,500, the tax office has warned. The federal government announced Australians financially hit by the pandemic were able to access up to $20,000 of their super over the coming 2 years. Treasury estimated 1.5 million Australians would access their super early, but 2 million have already dipped in. Here's the thing. What does that tell you about people's confidence in the super system? How many people would rather opt out and get access to their own money earlier? How many people struggling to save for a first home deposit? Here's the thing. You've got all these boomers back in the day that got into property and then property shot. And, back in my day, we just saved for a deposit. Well, a lot of them didn't have to have a portion of their pay cut off, sliced off, and forced into these funds controlled by big corporations. They had access to it themselves. They didn't have super. Or when it first came in, it was voluntary for a lot of people. And think about it, because when you're employing someone, you consider the whole package as part of their cost. I know it's meant to be above your pay, but it's rubbish. It's part of the package. That's how people are remunerated. So, to be eligible, Australian and New Zealand citizens need to have become unemployed, be receiving the JobKeeper payment, or other benefits like youth allowance or a parenting payment, or have seen their work hours reduced by at least 20%. Sole traders whose turnover fell by 20% or more were also eligible. Now, the Australian Taxation Office is warning it's closely monitoring those who do choose to withdraw the cash but who aren't eligible. In an updated fact sheet on the ATO website, the office said it has seen some examples where Australians are doing the wrong thing. The wrong thing, accessing your own money. Accessing your own money. What do you reckon, guys? What does it just tell you here? This is one of the problems of moving to a cashless society, because they can track you. Every single thing. Every single thing. In some cases, we have stopped applications and prevented super money from being released. In other cases, we review circumstances after an application has been processed to ensure the integrity of the program. It said it's using income tax returns, single-touch payroll data, information from super funds and Services Australia data to monitor the financial realities of those claiming the super. For example, through STP, we have real-time information as to whether people are employed and how much they're being paid. Our compliance approach is based on ensuring that people are not exploited. Have not exploited the measure. Where we have concerns that claims were not genuine, we will review them. So what's the ATO looking for? The ATO said Australians who asked for cash but who haven't taken a pay cut will be on its watch list, along with those who are artificially arranging their affairs to meet the eligibility criteria. Additionally, those who make false statements will be scrutinised, as will those who are attempting to withdraw and recontribute the super for a tax advantage. If you are unable to demonstrate your eligibility when we ask for evidence, we may revoke the determination that we issued in respect to your application. This means the amount paid to you under the early release of super will become assessable income and need to be included in your tax return, and you will pay tax on that amount. Australians who give false or misleading information will also face penalties of more than $12,000 for each offending statement. I find that funny. How many false or misleading statements are put out there by the government? Political advertising, for one. But we'll be good little people. Good little compliant sheeple, and thank you for giving me my super money. It's frustrating. It really is. It really is. The ATO gave the example of a hypothetical worker who received JobKeeper but had no change to their working hours or income. As such, the worker is required to include the $10,000 as assessable income in his tax return and pay tax. However, as this hypothetical worker made an honest mistake, they won't be stung with a penalty. But another worker who deliberately changes their affairs to appear eligible will need to include the super as taxable income and pay $12,600 in penalties. Similar, those who withdraw the super and then recontribute it to gain a tax advantage will also cop penalties. For example, an ineligible Australian who attempts to withdraw their super and contribute it to claim a personal super contribution tax deduction will suffer a penalty and cancellation of the tax benefits. That's it, guys. You've got to do as you're told. Do as you're told. How many people are getting around? How many large firms are getting around taxation? How many times have I buying something from Australian companies and it's all processed overseas, so no taxes are paid? But, average punters getting their little 10 grand. Can't have that. Can't have that. And, of course, industry super welcomes the ATO move. And look at how they frame this. Because it's their money, guys. And the industry super are all union controlled. It's their money. You're too dumb to control your own money. We've got to control it for you. Industry Super Australia has welcomed the crackdown after reports found Australians had been using the money for alcohol, gambling and furniture. And that's their right. It's their money. People are allowed to spend it however the hell they want. Okay, I know, you want them to spend it how you want, industry super funds. Probably full with union kingpins that are also sitting on boards of, labour hire companies that are paying below award, all these things. It's horrific, really. The corruption in Australia really is, once you start to see beyond that veneer that we have here. Ineligible applicants undermine the credibility of this emergency scheme and could be holding up payments for those desperately needing money now. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is what they're worried. They're worried about the liquidity of their funds. They're worried about having to sell assets to pay people. Their own bloody money. The ATO is a clear warning to those wanting to make a dodgy application. Don't, you'll be caught, made to pay more tax and fined. He said Australians need to remember that tapping into super now comes with a huge price tag by retirement and should be considered a last resort. We will work with the Prime Minister and the Treasurer on how we can regrow balances after this scheme, because we all pay through higher taxes for more people retiring with only the age pension. That's it. They want control of your money. They want control of your money. That's what it is. That's what it is. What do you think, everyone? What do you think? Do you think people should have access to their money, or should they be fined? Should they be fined for daring to get access to it? Majority of people, a big chunk of them, actually use this to pay down debt. So I know they're saying, oh, you're going to lose out on all these opportunities, but if you use it to pay off a 20% credit card and get rid of it, that's a smarter move. But, that's not the mentality here. They want to control your money and they want to control you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one, everyone. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support us, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us via our affiliate links at Amazon or eBay, or Independent Reserve and Kucoin. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays. You can support us using Gold Pass, or you can use PayPal. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode.